Good evening. Welcome on into the evening edition of From Day One. Tonight, courtesy of our good friend Van Valiant, we have Subset getting busted for the second time in a row.
Gross miss, no insurance. Gross miss, intent to evade tax because of the tabs. Misdemeanor driving after revocation.
For yet another right to travel fail. Guys, today we head to Cannon Falls, Minnesota for yet another right to travel fail. This guy has gone down the freedom from government rabbit hole and been on a shopping spree for everything from the private not-for-commerce plate to the not-for-hire exempt from levy bumper sticker, which ironically is what drew the attention of law enforcement. Right, let's get into the video.
All right, here's the plan. So, we are doing you a huge favor. Huge favor. And like I said before, you can figure it all out in court. I'm not going to arrest you. I am going to formal complaint you, though, because gross miss, no insurance. Gross miss, intent to evade tax because of the tabs. Misdemeanor driving after revocation. Unfortunately, the plate is not legal. If you want to keep on doing what you're doing,
well, this is what I believe in. This is what I truly believe in. And you know, as a United citizen, I'm a national.
I know you're trying to do this guy a favour, but you're doing it for the wrong person. If you let him drive away from this traffic stop, even though you are supposedly going to report him for all those offences, you not only validate his misguided beliefs, but you put other drivers in danger because he's not insured. This would never fly here in the UK, where if you are uninsured, you lose your car and then you lose it to the crusher after 14 days if you don't get it legal or pay all the fees.
And here's the thing. Unfortunately, you'll have to go through the court process. They're the ones that are they have all the say in this. You know, I'm just out here trying to do my job.
Right.
You know, I
agree
see you're
with
a
you.
human being, and I get that. Like, we're all humans.
Yes.
Just unfortunately,
I have four kids, and I'm 40 years old. My daughter died 2 years ago.
Well, you know, first of all, I am really sorry to hear about your loss. The pain from losing a child must be unbearable. But I can guarantee that your life will only get worse if you continue down this rabbit hole. And guess what? The likes of freedom from government are nowhere to be seen when that happens. Take this sheriff deputy's advice and get your shit together. If not for you, then for your 4 kids, one of which is sat in the passenger seat listening to all this nonsense.
Just unfortunately, we need to go about things a little differently. And you can go through the court process, but unfortunately, we need to follow Minnesota law. So that's where all this is coming from. I'm, like I said, doing you a favor. I'm not going to bring you to jail. I'm going to formal complaint you. And I'm going to leave you here I'm not going to tow your car. I really should. I absolutely should be towing your car because you don't have insurance. I've explained it all. I absolutely should be. I'm not going to.
So why then is he choosing not to tow the vehicle when, in his own words, he absolutely should? Especially when we learn next that these two have met before. Yes, apparently he pulled him over in a different vehicle and confiscated his plates.
Oh, really?
Well, it's probably because one of his kids is in the car with him this time. Though I don't seem to remember this cop having the same problem enforcing the law in the same situation recently in Pennsylvania. Seriously, you need to see this video if you haven't already.
Can I have my plate back?
No, I'm not going to take your plate. That's
okay.
your property.
Thank you.
That's your. It's not like it's not like the truck plate, you know. So, I'm not going to take your property from you. You paid money for that. It's just unfortunately you can't be using it the way you are. And like I said, if you want to, you have to get the approval through the courts. Unfortunately, that's not at me.
So
I'm gonna
I carry my paperwork with me, and then we'll be good.
Yeah, as long as if you get approval for all this through the courts, you carry that paperwork.
I will.
And it has to be
it's gonna be.
Has to be legit.
It's legit.
If you show it to me next time.
What I'm talking to you about is just the beginning of what I found out about our rights. it's a deep rabbit hole, and it's pretty disgusting.
It really is. It really is.
If you know what I'm talking about, it is. And what everybody thinks is right and wrong is completely wrong and not right.
The only thing not right here is this deputy allowing you to drive away from this stop when he knows you're driving without insurance, a valid license and registration. And especially because you're obviously a repeat offender. I wonder how many of us would still be employed if we just stopped doing our jobs.
So,
but you're doing your job.
Make sure you're not forging anything. Make sure it's all legit, okay?
Yes.
All right. Highly encourage you to just go home. Does that make sense? My supervisor is here.
Yes.
But this is the plan that I think is best.
And he agrees.
If you still want to talk to my supervisor, you sure can, because he is here. It's honestly, I mean, he's here.
He's on the same page as you.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, I guess it must be clocking off time on Friday night or something, because there is absolutely no way they would be on the same page otherwise. Seriously though, this deputy and the supervisor we are about to see are pretty cool guys who really do seem interested in helping this guy out, at least the first deputy, because they can see where this all ends. It's just unfortunate that he's way past saving, so any attempts to help this guy will fall on deaf ears.
Here, if you want to talk to him, he is right here. But right now, that's the
plan. Hey, how's it going?
Good. I'm Sergeant Lambert.
Nice to meet you, officer.
Sergeant. Is that your son?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
so,
sir.
Deputy Regenscheid filled you in on what's going on?
Yes.
So, it's your prerogative, but we're trying to help you not bury yourself with these fines that are going to be imposed on you.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I paid $1,000 to get this vehicle out of
impound. I heard you spent money on the plates, the actual plates?
Yes.
Who took your money for the plates?
Freedomfromgovernment.com.
That's my reaction every time I see people sending their hard-earned cash to not so freedom from government for plates that, for all the good they do, may as well just have this printed on them.
Donation.
Maybe.
Yeah, I know, it was a donation because those plates, the state doesn't recognize those plates.
Yeah, I'm just traveling.
In the state, you're on the roadway.
I'm traveling, and that's what
on the roadway. So I understand I'm sympathetic. I
understand your stupidity,
but it's not going to get you anywhere.
But you're stupid.
A whole bunch of fines.
Right. I already got a whole bunch of fines.
Yep. And it's just going to get worse and worse.
We'll give you a whole bunch
of 20 years I got fines for driving to and from work as a carpenter. I got so many, and I've paid them all and done all the loopholes and went to court.
So you hate going to court and paying fines. Well, yeah, you and the rest of the world, but now you've gone and done the one thing that will guarantee you keep going back there more than the average person. Not a very clever strategy, is it?
No, sir.
But I'm just
so many times.
This isn't the way. This isn't the way. It's going to get worse.
Yes, much worse.
We're not going to force you out of this car in front of your kid and make a big melee and all that stuff. You're gonna be faced with some charges that are gonna attach fines to you. And then if you don't respond to those, there'll be a warrant. And eventually you're gonna get pulled out of your house or wherever.
Yeah.
Warrants for all these unpaid fines. So it's a system that you can try to fight it, but we don't fight it. Because it's just the system that's imposed on us, right?
Right.
So I mean, it's your prerogative. But I wouldn't go down this road much longer because it's not going to end up well. And I'm not saying that. I'm just saying it as another U.S. citizen.
Right.
I'm just telling you that. I'm not telling you that as law enforcement. I'm telling you it's not going to end well.
I'm no longer a citizen. I turned my birth certificate in. I got my actual birth certificate, not live birth certificate. So I'm now a national. Okay. And I go by. That's why I go by the federal laws.
Yep. I'm just letting you know
that's all I'm saying. I'm not saying you're wrong. You guys are right in a commercial capacity 100%. Yep. And what you're talking about, I agree with everything. I do.
I'm sorry to be the one to break this bad news to you, but if you didn't renounce your citizenship the official way, then you are still a US citizen. So replacing your birth certificate for a fake life certificate was a complete waste of time. But wasting yours and other people's time is a softset's favourite pastime. And secondly, even if you did renounce your citizenship, you are still required to follow all state and federal laws, in the same way that I would if I visited from the UK. And finally, these deputies are not enforcing commercial or federal law, they are enforcing state law.
So I just want to let you know, all right?
Yes,
So
sir.
you'll be the Deputy Ringenscheid tell you about what?
I explained everything.
All right.
So, do you have any questions for me?
No, sir.
All right. Highly recommend you just drive home and then get it all figured out. Okay?
Travel home. You won't stop me
I mean, every
from
time you
traveling
decide-
home.
I'll follow you there as long as you go there, and then
We're hungry. We want food.
We were going to
What's that?
Subway.
We're going to get food.
But it has to be registered. You have to have insurance.
So,
you have to have a
I will
driver's
follow you
license.
home, and I'm not going to sit outside your house. I've got a job to do, so I will follow you home. Is that okay?
Okay.
All right.
All right. Good luck. All right, man.
Thanks for your time.
So this video was in stark contrast to the last video I covered in Minnesota, but
Yeah.
Cannon Falls is a small town covered by Cannon Falls PD and these Goodhue County Sheriff's deputies. So I kind of get why he was allowed to drive away this time, but I'm willing to bet they will not be putting up with this behaviour for very long. Having said that, a zero tolerance policy should be enforced when dealing with soft sits, especially when we find out they are repeat offenders. Anyway, thanks for watching guys. If you enjoyed this video, then please leave me a like, share the video and subscribe to the channel. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We definitely appreciate you, Van. If I do hear more from Minnesota for SRP or any of the rest, I'll cue you in. As for us, let's just finish the last few fights. And we'll bring this day to a close here on From Day One. As always, please make sure you do like, share, and subscribe. Help us get closer to that 50,000 views so we can get those red presents from Boxy to distribute to all of you. Coinbase, Ibotta, Gain.gg, and all those promos below. Go ahead and hit those up. Get your goodies. I need one more of those. Here we go. Like we got a rainstorm outside. The moment here locally. So yeah, and until next time, like, share, and subscribe, be kind to one another, and release the Kraken. As we march along this afternoon and this evening, and forever here from Day One. Have a great night, and again, we'll see you bright and early tomorrow.